Oh yeah, my man had to come through and make sure it went through. Y'all niggas is in trouble. Choke no joke, I ain't no joke, the mixtape. We here now, you already know. Let's go. Choke chillin', got away from them billin'. Ain't shit really changed though, I'm still that villain. I'm making money with rhyme, fuck black on black crime. Beef and money don't mix, like Muslims and swine. I'm talking milk, penicillin, y'all be illin'. Y'all be thinking y'all killers, with your school face grillin'. Kick that bullshit to me, y'all be wet though like Bruce Lee and Brandon and Hearst on the highway to heaven. Man, you making mad threats and stuck in one section. I'm OBP like Naughty, making connections. Talking under your breath, get you something you don't need. 2 fully loaded Macs, filled up with heat. Nigga, you sweeter than 30 days for a body. Pop shit to these niggas, see me walk by me. But I ain't looking for no beef, I don't eat bologna. But I bring a whole cow if you run up on me. Shiesty, try me and hype me to peel your wig back like 10 cent icy. Bring it, stop bluffing, I got your threats, they mean nothing. I respond like Bond, I come through, I'm bombing. Playing bodegas, flipping Montega. You tan in the Jacks, I tan in Jamaica. Faker, wouldn't bust if he raped ya. Your chick out blazed her, hit it like Jada. While you blew up a pager, had to breathe like Vader. Your star at war, with the lightsaber. I'm here to lyrically tear your rear, nigga, you a spear. I jack you up, now you out of here. Throw me on the 600, now fucking nigga hum it. Blowing down 8th Ave with a bad bitch blunted. I take it there, y'all niggas don't want it. Y'all niggas don't want it. Y'all niggas don't want it with no joke. Who you thought it be? Represent the NYC. Bring it on if you niggas want some of me. Have y'all niggas feeling it like Jay-Z. No joke, who you thought it be? Represent the NYC. Bring it on if you niggas want some of me. Bronx King like the LORDFINESSC. And that bullshit y'all do, y'all niggas don't stress me. Oh yeah, and you already know, either war what it is. Choke no joke, I ain't no joke. The mixtape, we here now. Choke no joke, Chiggy choke no joke. Choke no joke, Chiggy choke no joke. You know what it is. Good evening. Good evening, Tasha Rain. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Would you be mine? I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I have always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you. So let's start this show with a positive vibe. Because we talking about child support tonight. Would you be mine? Would you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Hi, neighbors. It's the Choke No Joke community chat. We are going to have a community chat again tonight. This one, we're going to be talking about child support. Okay. We're going to be talking about child support tonight. Okay. I will be putting the link in. The link is here. All right. The topic is child support tonight. If you want to talk about any unfairness that's going on in your situation, Queen Love Bug, I see you. I already have one person up in here. Right. So if you want to come in and you want to talk about child support. Now I told y'all I'm gonna do a docu-series on child support. Now I had a whole bunch of people hit me up. So now I'm gonna see if people are really willing to talk about it. Because if you could talk about it now, you could talk about it on camera. If you can't talk about it now because you're scared. So if that is the case, then I understand. Because don't come up here if it's going to get you in a situation where you're not going to be able to see your kid because you're putting your baby mama on blast or something like that. I'm not recommending anybody do that because I know how these women are. And I can say especially black women because that's the only one I can relate to. You know, so if you know it's going to cause you a headache, do not bring your butt up here and be mad at me later. Okay? Please don't. But this is the opportunity for us to have this discussion, you know, since the whole 50 Cent and Marquise thing and everything. Everybody had a lot to say about child support. So when I mentioned that I'll do a docu-series on it, I had a lot of people hit me up. Yo, Joke, I want to be involved. I want to be involved. So a lot of those people are watching right now, and they scared to hit the button. They like, oh, I ain't know you want me to come on there live and talk about it. Or so so if you know it's gonna bring you drama, don't bring your butt up here. All right. Now I got one person here. Let me talk to her real quick. Now I was expecting the fellas to come up here and talk, but I see the women are here before the fellas. So fellas, don't get mad. Because I ain't say nothing about no women. But being that they stepped up, you know, I don't know. This person may be paying child support. But we will see. You know, I've given y'all the opportunity. Now is the time. Okay? Now, a few more people done popped in. I think we get a little people with a little more courage coming in. You know. My man Regular Haas is up in here. All right. I'm giving y'all a few more minutes. And I'm going to start opening up the panel. So if you know somebody that been talking, they call you all the time, talking child support stuff, call them right now and say, you always talking my ear, come talk choke ear off. Come get some consultation. Come get some advice, you know, because a lot of us go through this in different states, so we're going to be able to give a lot of knowledge for different states and countries. Hopefully we get people. I would love somebody to come on here that's not in the United States that has a child support situation. If you're not in the United States and you have a child support situation, please come on. You know, even if you got a good child support situation and you're not in the United States, please come on. If you're not in the United States, please come on. We would love to know what the laws are for child support in London, Germany. If you're in the military, like, please, man, please come on. All right. They popping in. I see y'all. All right. My man Jay came back. He back in the building, holding it down. Security holding it down. All right. My man D Love is in here. All right. They coming in, y'all. Be patient. They coming, they here. Actually, they here. We here now. Y'all know the routine. All right. We are here now. All right. So I'm gonna go in the order that y'all came in, which was Queen Lovebug, Regular Haas, Jay, Pretty Gangsters in here. I don't know why she in here, because she ain't got no damn child support issues. Uh we got D Love also. All right. So I'm gonna get it started. Y'all know once it's 10 people in here, you can't get in. You gotta wait for somebody to drop out. The rules are this. I'm gonna bring everybody on the screen, but you keep your joint on mute until I call on you to take it off mute. This way, people ain't talking on top of each other. We ain't got to hear the baby crying in the background asking you to fix some peanut butter and jelly sandwich, or some cereal or something. We don't want to hear your mama cursing you out till you get off the goddamn PlayStation and go take the garbage out. So I'm gonna keep y'all on mute until it's your time to talk. If you want to interject, just give me a hand. Yo, Choke, I need to say something to that. And then I'm gonna call on you and let the person finish their point. Don't hit the mute like, yo, what you mean? Relax. Everybody gonna get a chance to speak, and we're gonna do it fair where everybody can talk to one another, and it is peaceful. All right. So let me introduce y'all to Queen Lovebug in the building, Regular Haas in the building, my man Jay in the building. I don't know what that say with all that hizzle to dizzle do slizzle in there. Pretty Gangster in there. You got D Love in here. And I am your host, Choke No Joke. So we're gonna start off with Queen Lovebug. What brings you to the show, lady?
Hey, Choke. Good evening. Good evening. I am I'm actually coming in as I was a paralegal at one point, and I live in Ohio. So I have done divorces. I have been to family court. I've seen some real nasty stuff sometimes. And I wanted to come in as an ally because I am a true believer that family court is very unfair when it comes to men. I say that because we are in this society and the times that we are in. Everyone wants to be included. Everyone wants to be heard. Everybody feelings mean something. Identity means something. Everyone wants to be equal. However, men aren't treated equal when it comes to this in family court because excuse me for saying this, some people are going to be mad, but when it comes to Roe versus Wade, unfortunately, it's not always used in the proper sense, and many times as a contraceptive. And Planned Parenthood is in more brown and black communities or impoverished communities than suburban and white neighborhoods. Um, so I did kind of understand Kanye when he said that. However,
Wait, hold on. Before you go further, explain to people when you say Roe versus Wade, what that is.
Roe versus Wade is the abortion law that they are trying to make a national thing. Um, I believe that if a person has been raped or incest, or they might die or the baby might die, those are very good reasons to get abortions. Unfortunately, that's just not the case. And there are many men who would want the woman to have a child. And the women is like, oh, it's not the right time. I'm trying to get this promotion. I have to finish school. Is a lot of things are at our like we are truly we are kind of like we want to be equal but not equal because that's not equal. I feel like a man should have a choice as well. I think that a man should have a choice in being a father or signing away his rights. The woman has that. She gets the opportunity. Why is everything up to her? I understand it is her body. and everything. However, there are many women who are out here literally trying to trap men, like literally putting holes in condoms and saying they're on birth control and they not. I mean, I have two people that I love so dear at my heart for over 20 years. And when I say that they knew the men that they were with, weren't about much, and they continued to be with them, they got pregnant, they had an abortion, only to go back, have sex with unprotected sex again, get pregnant, and have a child. And I'm going to really just drop the mic on this. I am literally the product of a molestation. So my mom actually chose to keep me. So, and I do think that should be a choice. However, I don't know, like I'm an ally when it comes to this subject. So I had to get on this panel, and being as though I do have a background in it, you know.
All right, cool. Stay there. And we sorry to hear about, your situation.
No, don't be sorry. My mother gave me a chance at life. Many others never made it.
Yeah.
You
try to make a nigga cry early in the game. Hold on, guys.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying this is something I'm passionate about, Choke. I just had a conversation with a young man. I never even met him. And I asked him what he thought about Ye and the Ye situation. And we had a conversation. And then I went into equality, and I brought up child support. I brought up like men are being duped so much by this modern feminism. Like they're extreme feminists, and they're selling them false dreams. And I don't know.
All right, hold on, baby. Regular House, what up?
Yo, Choke, what up, bro?
Hey, I'm chilling, man.
Yes.
First of all, how you feel about what Queen Lovebug was just saying?
I feel what she's saying as far as like the system, as far as like child support system, it's really rigged, because that's why I even wanted to chime in on this, like how rigged it is, because I went through it myself with having kids earlier, 19, 20. I had my first son, and young, you listening to your parents, and they telling the mom, yo, go get food stamps, go get this, go get that. And in the midst of her doing that, they put me on child support, where I didn't even know I was on child support for like at least a year. And the shit is just adding up. By the time they caught up to me.
Wait. Hold on. How did you get on child support and didn't know when they have to serve you?
Bro, they never served me, right?
Listen.
I'm in New York. I'm
okay,
in New York.
Go ahead.
Nobody never officially ran down on me and served me with papers. It's some shit I got in the mail one day, and they telling me like, yo, you got to go to court. You owe child support, blah, 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 blah. So they finally caught up to me. This is just my story. I don't know about everybody else. So they finally caught up to me. And when I went to court, they said that my address was in the Bronx. I'm from Yonkers, bro. I never lived in the Bronx a day in my life. So when I went back to court, and they finally figured it out that they had that my address wrong, and the letters that they were sending weren't for me, they cut the payments in half. So I ended up owing like $12,000 or some weird shit like that, or something that I didn't even know that I was on. So when I went to pay it, the lady's giving me a hard time, because I'm telling her, I'm like, yo, listen, so since I known I was on it, of course I'm trying to pay it. I'm trying to get off it. I can't get a license. I can't get a passport. I can't get none of this shit. So I'm just working, trying to pay it off and trying to do the right thing. So when I go to the office to pay it, mind you, I take care of my kids. Like, that's not even an issue. But when I go to try to pay it off, the lady is like, you have all the money to pay it right now? I'm like, nah, I don't got all the money to pay it or whatever, but I can give you a substantial amount, or I could do whatever. But I'm like, before I give you this money, let me ask you a question. Y'all take money out of my check. Like I said, because once I found out about it, I tried to do what I had to do. So y'all take money out of my check every month. But the amount y'all taking out of my check don't add up to what y'all supposed to be taking out of my check. Like, they adjust your shit, or how they feel they supposed to take whatever. they adjusted on their own. So the money that they was taking out of my check was offsetting the money that I really owed. So whatever they were taking, it wasn't adding up to the interest on top of what I was owed, on top of what I owed. So the shit never went down. I was still owing the same amount of money, like, and that's the system where I say is like they line us up, they set us up for shit like that, like. And I didn't even know that I was on child support for mad long, bro. It's like, come on, bro, I take care of my kids. Like, I'm from a tribe. You know what they say? It take a tribe to raise. I'm from a tribe where it's like we have to take care of ours. I wasn't raised not to take care of my children, but due to the welfare, so like I said, what happened was young, and some chicks are influenced by their parents or whoever they come up with is like, go get welfare, go get this, go get Medicaid, go get do this, do that, and not even knowing the effect that it had on me. And they basically lined me up. It took me 10 years to get a license, to get a passport, it took me 10 years to do this shit. Like,
I know, I've been there, bro.
you know what I'm saying? So that's just what I wanted to touch on. Like, that's the only reason I came up there, because it's like I've been through it for years, not even knowing I was on this shit.
Don't go nowhere. Hold on. Jay, what up?
What's good, brother?
What's good, man? How you?
I'm good. Same old,
What you want to add to it?
Nah, when he talking is facts, son, because the same thing happened to me. You feel me? Like, when I got put on child support, I was down south. I was in Florida. You feel me? So, but the different thing is, I knew that they was trying to serve me. You feel me? But my situation, I was moving around a lot, so I ain't have no like set address. So, pardon me. So they used to like come, like a person they sell. I don't know if it was a cop or whatever. Used to go to my mom's crib and everything and try to serve me. So then they've been trying to do that, but they couldn't ever get me. So then I got locked up and they served me in jail. What I mean, when I was in jail, they served me. And by this time, now I'm owing like 12,000. You know what I mean? 12,009 or some crazy. I'm like, yo, hold on, son. Like, I thought it's supposed to start when you get served. Like that was accumulating that while y'all was still trying to serve me. So whatever. I wasn't working at the time, whatever. So then I came back to New York. So then they switched the case over. I don't even know how. So they found I got a letter in the mail. Like, how y'all find my address? I get a child support letter in the mail to me. Yo, you owe 13,000. If you don't pay this, we're gonna you ain't gonna be able to get no driver's license. You ain't gonna be able to get a passport. You know what I mean? So I'm seeing these letters come in the mail. I'm like, yo, hold on. I'm like, I'm not pressed, nigga. I gotta take the A train. Feel me? Like, it's never that deep. I don't be traveling like that. Like, I don't need no passport. So then I get a letter in the mail. They talking about, yo, if you don't contact us, yo, we gonna put a warrant out for you. I was like, oh, what? I said, oh yeah, hold on. Yo, hello? Y'all looking for me? You feel me? So I got in contact with them, whatever. I did my things. I set up my payments or whatever. And then this is when the stimulus started hitting. They were slapping all my stimmies. I'm talking about, I ain't get no stimmy except for the last one. I think we got like 4 stimmies. They dubbed all of those, and that's good though, because it took the balance down. So I'm kind of glad they did that. But like even to right now, like my joint I went from like it was like 13 to 15,000. I only owe like 6,000 right now. So, and that's due to income taxes. They were slapping that. And them stimmies. The stimmies really did it. I think those were like 15, right? So what's that? 15, you know what I mean? So the income taxes and the stimmies brought it down. So I only owe about like 6 bands right now. From like 15,000. So that's a lot. You feel me? But I say that just to say, I always took care of my child. I was there. I wasn't even told when he was born. You feel me? Like, she told me he was born, but she had him already. Like, how you gonna have a baby and then say, oh, he's here? You feel me? So it's crazy. I'm like, you think I don't want to be there in the hospital, cut the umbilical cord, do all that crazy stuff? You feel me? Like, that's kind of like breaking the bond between, you know what I mean, the father and the child before we can even get a bond. You know what I mean? So whatever, you know, it's really messed up. Child support was really made to down the black man, and the white man used child support for the black woman to help the child support help the black woman help the white man keep the black man down. I don't know if I said that right, but
Yeah, you said it right. It's designed to break up the family. You know what I'm saying? Not, you know what I mean? Because a lot of the women, they want the child support and connection with welfare. So they stay at home, they on welfare, and then they get the child support check, and they feel like they ain't got to work. You know what I'm saying? But I think for you and regular us, what I'm thinking happened to y'all, Queen Lovebug, she could probably chime in on this, is that the women went to court and they filed a subpoena against y'all for child support. After so many attempts to serve you, sometimes the court will just grant them whatever they want because you haven't shown up. So when you look up, you turn around, you got a case you don't even know about. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what happens in a lot of cases, is that they'll go file and you don't know about it. And then next thing you know, you look up, you know, you like you said, you might have a warrant or something, this, that, and the other. They coming at you on some legal, like they gonna lock you up, and you like, what's going on? And it's because you didn't respond to the subpoena. Queen Lovebug, am I right or wrong about that? Take it off mute.
That is very, very true. And oh, I am off mute. Can you not hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you there.
Hello?
Yeah, I hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. That is very much.
You back on mute. You back on mute.
These days. And unfortunately, a lot of them don't care because I'm not on mute. I don't know what's going on. Did you put me on mute? Can you hear me? Okay. A lot of time they don't care if you're served or not. They're looking forward to you not being served because the judgment will be ruled in their favor. There's no pushback. And if the man doesn't show up, then guess what? There's no paternity test, which should be nationally required for every woman giving birth. Even if you're married, I don't like, things happen. I have seen videos of men who was with women for like 30 years and took care of 5 children and found out 4 of the kids was not his by doing a genealogy type test, and was afraid. He was trying to ask, like, what should he do? Because the other child was under 18 and still in the home. So these type of things, and not only that, they utilize us black women to weaponize against the black man. That's what happened when the 90s crime bill, the Clinton passed. That's what happened. Many black men went to jail for crimes that white people was getting off or getting probation or going to drug court for, and black men were being slapped with heavy, or if not maximum time. And that was the way for them to start programming us women. We're independent. You don't need a man. You can do it on your own. And granted, there are some men who do
Your Wi-Fi going out. I'll come back to you. Pretty gangster, what up?
Hi, Choke. How are
What
you?
up?
So, I wanted to come on here, although my kids are grown. I wanted to come on here because I'm seeing that a lot of men, whether they are separated and about to get a divorce, or they are just, you know, like you said on the Beehive interview, I ended a relationship and the mother turned me against my kids. I want to talk about parental alienation because parental alienation is where, and this is just something that is just common. So everybody should know this. Most mothers are the ones that psychologically manipulate the child to believe that the absent parent or non-custodial parent, which is oftentimes the dad, is this bad parent. And so, for instance, if the dad was with the mom at one point and everything was all good, everything was butter. But as soon as they break up, these ill feelings come into play. And then the mom has this mindset, well, I don't want my child around no other, and I don't want my child around this person, and blah, 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 trying to control the situation. When if you have visitation set up, whether it's through the courts or it's just a general agreement that you have that you get the child every other weekend, it's like the father has to deal with, he never knows when the mother is just going to decide today that she's just going to be, hard to deal with and difficult and not let the child go with the father. And that causes the child to automatically take sides with the manipulative parent because the mother is dead set on wanting to look like a hero, so to speak, and to make the father look like, as you always heard the term, a deadbeat dad. And so I know in California, by me being in law school, if a judge believes that the manipulating parent is rejecting like the custody order, visitation, and all of that, then the judge has the authority to place the child in the care of that rejected parent and order intervention and sanctions on the other parent because they're doing the parental alienation. So that's something that fathers should really look into if they feel like that's happening to them, because it's difficult to prove in court, but then it's difficult to disprove. But if you're going to prove it, then you have to make sure you have documentation. And I know most men don't want to waste their time with documentation, but I'm telling you, it works because you have to start documenting. For instance, a friend of mine, her son goes through this often. So I had suggested to them, hey, on the days that you have to get the little girl from daycare, you need to write down the date, the time when you got there, and somebody told you no, you can't get her. Because then you got to hurry up and get the police involved because you got this visitation order that you're supposed to pick the said child up at this time on this day. And you just have to have documentation of that, because then you can go back into court before the judge and you can file a motion that's called modifying the parenting time. And when you go before the judge, the burden of proof is on you to prove that every time I go and try to pick my daughter up, it's always something, or my son, I can't pick him up from daycare or whatever. And a lot of the times the young lady's parents be in on this stuff too. Now, very seldom will you have somebody's parents saying, you know what, now you know you dead wrong for that. But oftentimes they be done formed an alliance against the other parent just because they want to be selfish and X the father out. And just like the other young lady said, they've really set us up in that regard. So that's what I wanted to say.
Wait, have you ever been in a child support case?
I have, but it wasn't by my doing. Now, when I had my son, he's now 19. His father was a barber or whatever. And because I knew he's not a 9-to-5er, he's more like an entrepreneur. And because I had a cosmetology license, I understood how that game go when you're doing hair, cutting hair, whatever. I told him I had the major hookup on the daycare. I said, listen, my parents, they got a friend that has her own daycare center. She's only going to charge us $100. So back then in 2003, my best friend, she was paying like $600 a week to take her child to daycare because we both worked in the federal government. But me, I had the little hookup. So I'm looking out for him. I'm like, he a barber. I know he don't have that much, but I got it on the back end. Meaning he take care of the daycare. I got the formula. I got all of that. It's cool. Barbershop talk. Little stereotype. You're shorty, light skin? Yeah, them light skin girls. He let them get on in his head. And he's like, man, I'm taking myself to court. My cousins and them looking at him like, what's wrong with him? Like every dude would want to pay $100 if that's all you gotta do, and she's still letting you get him and stuff like that. Nope, he didn't want to do that. So he went. We're standing in the court. He got his attorney. I got my attorney. And they hit him. Like they hit him. They smacked him with an amount that I knew. I was like, this is why I was telling you to do this. But you listen to your mans in them in the barbershop off of some raggedy stereotype. And now you got to cough up close to $900. So he paid it. He ended up having to get a job and he paid it. But then when he began to have some health issues or whatever, I was cool. I was just like, look, let's just get off of the child support thing or whatever. Took him off because I had to go back to the court because they needed my authorization. Although he filed it, they needed my authorization. And he was in arrears about maybe $11K, but took him off. And that door has been open for him to do what he needed to do as a father when he could do it or whatever. But our son is 19 now.
So when you took him off of child support, or he helped him get off child, he put himself on there. But with the arrears, did you waive the arrears for him too?
Because I knew there's no way I couldn't. Ladies. Sometimes you just gotta let it rock, like for real. Because trying to throw the hammer down, I'm gonna get this dude, man, he gonna do this and he gonna do that. It doesn't help the situation. And then it causes the child to feel some kind of way. So sometimes it's best to let it be, you know what I'm saying? And let the dude do what he can do. Because sometimes, and this takes maturity, and I know a lot of women, they vindictive, but a lot of times it's more so the quality time. Because when they with their dad, whether it be a son or a daughter, and my father used to say this all the time, rest in peace to my dad, the father gonna take care of the kid. Ladies, you don't have to worry about him not doing it. He gonna take care of the kid, like for real. And I can honestly say, when my son was in his dad's care or whatever, he might not have always had it together, but he took care of Christopher. He really did. So salute to you, Bo Cheek, but he took care of Christopher.
All right, hold on a second, because you are like one in a million. It ain't too many women that feel the way that you feel or move the way that you moved in that regard. You know what I'm saying? Some like it ain't many dudes that go and put themselves on child support
Right.
either. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a good thing that you gave him the opportunity to prove himself without the court. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good thing. And fellas, if you don't know, if you have arrears, which means that you owe back child support, your child's mother can waive the arrears and say, "Oh, I don't want him no more. I had it done for me." You know what I'm saying? And it helped me get my license and my passport back. So don't think that you got to fight this fight to the death with these arrears. Sometimes these women, sometimes women that were young and immature and vindictive, when they get older, they get mature, they moved on, they got a new dude, they ain't thinking about you no more like that. You can reach out to them, have a civil conversation, and say, "Hey, look, I'm trying to get my license back. I'm trying to get my passport back. I'm trying to get my life back. Can we work something out between you and I?" And we go to court and you waive the arrears. She can waive the arrears. You can have a million gazillion dollars in arrears. If she go in there and say, "I don't want it," I'll waive it. The court can't force her to still want the money. Just like Pretty Gangster said, she went to court like, "Yo, let's just get rid of this." You go to court, they're gonna ask her, "Yo, you wanna get rid of it? You wanna waive the arrears?" She gonna say, "Yeah." They're gonna be like, "Is he forcing you? Did he threaten you to do this? Are you sure you want to do this?" She gonna say, "No, he didn't force me to do it. No, he didn't threaten me. Yes, I want to do this." We're gonna say, "Why you want to do this?" "Because we're gonna work this out amongst ourselves. We don't want to be involved with the court, and we working out our family." The judge will say, "Boom, all right, cool. The 1 million gazillion dollars that you owe is now on the toilet, sir. You don't owe nothing no more, and you could go get your license back. You could go and get your passport and stuff. But you have to, even if you got a money hungry baby mama, and she like, yeah, I'll waive the arrears if you give me 20,000, or if you give me half of that, I'll do it. If that's what it takes, you know what I'm saying, for you to get your license back, you know what I'm saying, then do it. You know what I'm saying? Let her go up in the courthouse and be like, "Yo, I don't want the money. If you owe 10 grand and you like, yo, look, I got 3 grand, but I need my license and stuff, baby. Please, give her say, here go 3 grand, go to court, tell them, yo, waive the 10 grand, and you got your license back," etc. Because once they waive it, it's waived, it's over. She can't go back to court the next day, say, "No, I changed my mind. I want the money." She can't do that. Once that money is gone, it's gone. So if you a hothead, you better keep it cool until the judge says, "Dung." You know what I'm saying? Don't get into no argument on the way to the courthouse and she trick you into an argument, say, "Oh, fuck you, nigga. No, I ain't doing it." You know what I'm saying? Now you're going to wait another 2-3 years for her to mature and try to get her to do it. If you're in that situation and you once had a bad relationship with your baby mother, and you in the situation where you owe arrears, or they get ready to send you to jail, or they took your license, your passport, or whatever, have a civil conversation, work it out, have her waive the arrears, and your life will change like that. You have your license back, you have your passport back in a matter of days, just going back to the DMV and whatever. But once they waive it, it's probably going to take like a couple of weeks for it to hit the system, and then you'll see that your child support joint say 0. You know what I'm saying? And you got your life back. Tell you, it can happen. It happened for me. It happened for Pretty Gangster's baby daddy. It can happen to you. All right. God's child, what up?
How's it going tonight? How's everybody doing tonight?
Good, brother. We good. How you, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I really don't want to have my face on here because my baby mama is crazy, but I want to talk.
All right, turn the camera off.
I'm just gonna let me. All right. I'm from Pontiac, Michigan. Can you hear me still?
Yes, sir.
I'm a father of 4. 2 of my children, well, all my children are adults now. My oldest child is 30 years old. So I've been on Friend of the Court since 94. 2 of my children I had full custody of, my daughter and my oldest son. Then I had 2 other boys by my other baby mother, and I was on Friend of the Court. So with the Friend of the Court, I wasn't able to keep up with the Friend of the Court money on top of taking care of my children. I would have my children Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. She would have them Tuesday and Thursday and every other weekend. And I would have half of her Saturday because I coached their sports. But so I had 4 children that I took care of every day as a single parent dad. I took care of my mom also. And the arrears, it started to pile up. Then they got these yearly fees, these surcharges fees that they tack on probably maybe $6,000 to $7,000 at the end of each year. They do their little audit. Then if you still owe the arrear, they hit you with a surcharge. So I had got behind probably about maybe up to $60,000 in arrears. But my children were always in my home. Time was always spent. I was always taking care of my children. My children were with me. We had a 63, I think 47 split. So my kids were with me most of the time, but they don't really care about your children being in your home. They don't care about anything that you do for your children other than pay the allotted amount that they want. You can buy your kids everything other than Friend of the Court. They consider it as a gift. And as a father and as a dad, working hard, taking care of your children, waking up every morning, getting them to school, 4 different children, you're picking them up from different schools, you're making sure everything's done. They don't care nothing about that. In 2012, I'm sorry, when Friend of the Court, when being over the statutory amount of $10,000, they would charge you with a felony. So I got charged with a felony in 2012 for Friend of the Court. So I show up for the arraignment. I got sent to prison at an arraignment for Friend of the Court. They sent me to prison. They said I failed to make a payment in the month of May 2012. I have the receipts. I have everything that I made the payment. They sent me to prison for 10 months. By the time my appeal came up, I was already home. So with the Friend of the Court, it's like they have no care or concern if you're the parent that's in the home as a male, taking care of your children versus making $100 a week payment. The time spent means nothing. All they care about is the cash.
Let me ask you, what state are you in?
I'm in the state of Michigan. I'm in Pontiac, Michigan. It's the 6th Circuit Court. It's in Michigan. Now we got it even happened a time where they sent out a notice to my home, the current address that I live at. They sent out the mail to an address that I lived at 3 years ago. And it was, I lived in 3 different homes since I lived in that particular home. They sent out wrongful mail on purpose just to get a warrant out on you. You know what I mean? If they send out mail to your home and it's an old address, you'll never see that mail. But it'll be a warning in the system and you'll be riding around and not even know it.
So explain to people when you say Friend of the Court, what do you mean by that?
It's, Friend of the Court is where you pay your child support at.
Well, in different states, like in New York, I don't know what Friend of the Court is.
Oh, well, I apologize. Yeah, I'm sorry. In Pontiac, Michigan, in the state of Michigan, It's called the FOC, which is the friend of the court. Friend of the court is where you go in front of the magistrate. Now you can file a motion and go in front of a judge in the Sixth Circuit in the the circuit court. But in front of the court in Michigan, they handle everything through magistrates. Before
let me ask you. So if you had joint custody or partial custody,
yes,
why did they lock you up?
Because I still had a set amount to pay monthly.
Well, it seems that from what you're saying, you had the kids majority of the week.
Yeah, I did. I have a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You know, we alternate on weekends, and I was also their basketball coach. So I would have half of her Saturday. And the thing is, they do not care if you're in your child's life and you're doing what you're supposed to do. They don't care. Like the guy said earlier, friend of the court is to keep separation in the Black family. The easiest way to weaken a family structure is to take the male out. Once you take the male away, then you got a mother dealing with the children, which if they're males, it's hard for a woman to raise a male. So they know by taking away the strongest link of the family, it's going to weaken the chain. So it's like, it's a catch-22. It's like, I take care of my children are in my home. I'm unable to afford the friend of the court amount because I'm feeding my children every day. I'm clothing my children. I'm transporting them back and forth to school, back and forth to their activities. Man, that stuff doesn't matter. They consider all that as a gift. Anything?
And that term I'm familiar with. Anything that you do outside of the payment that the court orders is considered a gift. That's just considered that ain't you being a father. That ain't you contributing to raising your kid. It's a gift.
Yeah, it's a gift. Time means nothing.
Wow. Hold on, brother. You're about to have me in tears. Hold on for a minute.
Yeah,
yeah, that's crazy. Yo, Hus, what